Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and please consider subscribing. And if you are returning, I love you for returning. You guys are awesome, and you make my world so much better every week. So today I am actually doing what I said I was going to do, and I am going to do an update of my Monstera Standleyana propagations, as well as the plant itself. So if that is something that you are interested in, please stick around. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen the videos, I will attempt to link them somewhere. I did a video about the care of my Monstera Standleyana, and I also did a propagation video from that same plant. So what I wanted to do was give you updates today on how those were going. If you saw the video, then you would have seen that it hurt to actually cut this plant. But I'm going to show you where she is now. So this is her. Okay, so from the bottom up to the top. Now, when I made that video, I was initially going to cut the 2 stems that I had for this plant. And I had only ended up doing 1, because I think that this one had a leaf ready to unfurl, which would come out. I think it was this one here, and it's a beautiful one. I'm actually noticing a trend on this one with all of the leaves. They're all the leaves are like half moons up here. I don't know how that happened. But I never ended up cutting this one. I have since extended the pole because it just keeps continuing to grow. Now, the cut that I did make and take the propagations from is right here. And I don't know if you can see that, but there is just the tiniest little growth point here. I will insert when I did this because I can't remember offhand, and I'm actually filming this on a whim today. I wasn't going to do it today, but I decided to. So there's this tiny little growth point. And the thing that I have come to realize, at least in my care about this particular plant, is that it's extremely slow to grow that growth point, and for me, extremely hard to propagate. I love the fact that the leaves come in this yellow, but then they fade or harden off, I guess, to more of a creamy white color. I've noticed that a lot of people that have them, their plants throw off runners. I've been so lucky that my plant has not done that. And when I first, well, if you go back to that video, if you watch that video, or if you did watch that video. Hi guys, so my daughter from Ireland called while I was in the middle of filming, and it cut off my video. I don't even know where I was. We'll figure it out anyway. I know that I was talking about, what was I talking about? Oh my goodness. Oh, I was talking about my previous care video where I had found out that if the Standelyana is in direct sunlight, the leaves curl. And I was saying in that video that whenever the leaves curled, I thought that the plant was thirsty and I kept watering it. So what I did was I pulled the plant back. I only pulled it back about a foot, shifted it 4 feet to the left, and I've now put it underneath the window. So we'll see if I get any runners that come off it, but this group of leaves up here seems super, super happy. And the plant itself seems really, really happy. So with that being said, what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about the propagations that I took from this plant and see where they are at now. All right, seems I can't get away without something interrupting me during this video, but there's going to be no more interruptions. I hope not. Okay. Standelyana. Oh, there was something else I wanted to point out about this, was when I had this plant in direct light, even though the leaves would curl, I got no browning on the leaves. None whatsoever. But since I moved it, they're starting to brown off before they've even finished hardening off to the white. I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen to all of these like half moon leaves because they're just crazy. But I do love the look of the leaves down here at the bottom as well, right? Like, I mean, look at that. That's pretty good. Okay. So the propagations, whoops. In the propagation video, which I will also link somewhere, I had taken 5 cuttings off the plant. And what I did was I put 2 cuttings in Perlite, I put 2 cuttings in Spagmoss, and I used root hormone on the top cutting and planted it directly into the soil. Well, I can tell you right now that the soil propagation didn't take, it actually took like 5 or 6 weeks before it died off. That could also have been partially my fault by not keeping the soil moist in the area of the pot where it was, because it's a Monstera. It doesn't need a lot of water all the time. So I would actually forget about it rather often. And I forgot that the little propagation was even in there. Otherwise, I would have been a little bit more conscious of how that went. So that, I believe, was completely down to human error or my error. Now, the Perlite propagations, you can see that only one of them is still here, and that's this one here. I don't know what happened to the second one. It was a smaller leaf. It just didn't take. Like, I pulled it out maybe a week and a half ago, and it still had absolutely no roots on it. It was just, it wasn't taking up any water. It just kind of started to shrivel up. It was limp, it shriveled up. So I just pulled it out and composted it because I didn't have the patience for it. This one though, if you can see, right here, that's the only place you can see a root. I don't want to pull it out of the perlite. I don't want to disturb it at all because I'm actually just terrified that it's not gonna take. Or, well, I mean, at this point it has taken. but I feel like I'm going to disturb it, shock it, and it's going to die on me, because that's just what happens. But I am glad to see that tiny little root in there. That makes me happy. The leaf itself is still firm. I'll probably leave it in there for a while longer. But this so far is the only one in Perlite that survived. And this was actually my first propagation I ever did in Perlite, so yay. Now the ones in Spagmoss, I took them out and I ended up putting them in water because they were taking so, like, there's no roots whatsoever. I've heard from other places that the Standelyana could be very, very hard to propagate. If you can hear one of the dogs in the background whining, it's kind of what he does. But, so this, let me take them both out. Okay, so here's the thing. Now, this tiny one right here, actually you can probably see them both, neither of them have roots. How long has this been? It's been, oh. Well, now I'm confused. Hang on a second. Okay, so yeah, absolutely no roots, no rotting or anything, just no roots. This one though, oh, look at that. Okay, I had to take my glasses off to be sure. Gotta be kidding. Okay, so there's absolutely no roots on this stalk right here. This, whatever it is, I'm so confused right now. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but in here there is a tiny little growth point. So I have no roots, but I have a growth point. Weirdest thing ever, right? This one, oh, this one also, I have been trying to be very careful with because it started to rot. I've been cutting off rot periodically through this entire thing. And we're to the point now where we're right at the nodes, but it's been a long time. Like, there's been no progression up past the nodes, which is good because I'm looking at a tiny little growth point. That's actually pretty exciting. Completely unexpected because I haven't really been looking at them. That's super exciting. So my takeaway from propagating the Monstera Standleyana is, in my conditions, it is hard. I don't use a greenhouse or anything like that, so I'm, it's pretty basic. I'm sure that if you put it in a grow tent or a greenhouse or something like that, jacked up the humidity, it would probably root faster. That's just not what I did because as far as my collection goes, I'm not in it to sell them or anything like that. Sure, I'll take cuttings and trade or possibly sell if I have too many. But I'm not going to, at this point anyway, I'm not going to invest in a grow tent or a greenhouse because it's not like I'm trying to push a lot of these forward. Like, really, I just want them to grow big. That's it. That's what I'm in it for. I want to see what they look like large. I want to see what they look like with their mature leaves. If I can share along the way, then that's absolutely fine. Sometimes I cut them because they're leggy, or whatnot. If anything, I probably have more duplicates in my house than anything else. So that is where we're at. That is how she is doing now. I can't believe that it's gotten this tall. We'll see what happens with the propagations later on down the road. I'm just going to leave them for now, see what happens, wait for the one in Perlite to get even more roots before I pot that up. And I will be filling out the pot, which is what I'm trying to do. So as they get roots and they grow, I'm just gonna be putting them back in the pot and having them grow that way. Yeah. So I hope you are all safe and well. That is it for me. Please like and consider subscribing as well. Leave any comments below. Hopefully this is the last time you hear me like this, because I have ordered a mic that I'm waiting to come in, and we're gonna see how that goes. Super exciting for me too. But yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.